Good morning, students. Welcome to my lecture. Today we are going to discuss about linear searching technique. We are going to discuss about linear search. Before discussing about the linear search, let me recap the previous class topics for 10 minutes. Let me recap it. In previous class, we have discussed about time complexity. Let us see that time complexity. How to find time complexity. See here. Please listen carefully. See, time complexity. How to find time complexity? T of n equal to number of times a statement executes. Here, how many number of times this statement executes, that you need to write. How many number of times each a statement will execute. Number of times a statement executes. This is the formula you need to remember. T of n equal to number of times. How many number of times a statement will execute into number of basic operations. Basic operations means, see, if in this statement, if there are any basic operations like subtraction, multiplication, division, assignment. Assignment means equal to. If there are any these operations, then you need to note down how many number of basic operations are there in a statement. Again, see the formula. T of n equal to number of times. How many number of times a statement executes into number of basic operations present in the statement. Now let us see example. This is a statement. Okay, this is a statement. C equal to A plus B. Now let us see time complexity of this statement. C equal to A plus B. Now remember that each statement will execute only once. In algorithm or program, each statement will execute only once. So the number of times this statement execute is only once. Remember that. The number of times this statement executes, every statement will execute only once. So 1 into how many number of basic operations are there in this statement? See here, there is addition, basic operation. Addition is a basic operation. Addition and assignment. Assignment means equal to. So there are two basic operations, assignment and addition. So 1 into 2. 1 into 2 is nothing but 2. Okay, see here. Here the statement execute only once. Number of basic operations are 2. How you are saying it is 2? Because this statement has C equal to A plus B. C equal to A plus B had equal to and addition. Okay, these are the two basic operations. So 1 into 2, that equal to 2. Now let us see example. Remember this formula. T of n equal to number of times a statement executes into number of basic operations. Next, there is another formula. See here. See, if we are using for loop or while loop, if we are using for loop or while loop, then there will be a condition like this, right? Inside for loop, there will be a condition. Inside while loop, there will be a condition like this. If you are using for loop or while loop and condition is there like this, I is less than or equal to n, then you need to use this formula. Top index plus 1 brackets close minus bottom index brackets close plus 1. Okay, this is the formula you need to use. Here top index means upper index, bottom index means lower index. Okay, now if in the loop, again if a condition is I less than n, I less than n, then you need to take this formula. If I is less than or equal to n means you need to take this formula. If I is less than n means you need to take this formula. Top index minus bottom index plus 1. Here top index means upper index, bottom index means lower index, starting index. Okay, upper index means last index, lower index means starting index. Top index minus bottom index plus 1. Now see here. See. See, there will be statements inside for loop, right? There will be some statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. Now here there will be conditions. See, for example, wait 1 second. See, this is for loop. For I equal to 0, semicolon, I less than n, semicolon, I plus plus. This is a for loop. There are some statements inside for loop. Okay, there are some statements inside for loop close. Now see here, this is the condition, I less than n. If I is less than n, what is the formula you need to use? See, this formula you need to use. Top index minus bottom index plus 1. See here, starting value of I is 0, right? So here this will be lower index or bottom index. This is the starting value of I. See the condition. In condition there is I. Okay, now you need to see starting value of I. What is the starting value of I? 0. Now this is the bottom index. Bottom index. Now what is the last value? Upper index. Less than n, right? I is less than n. Here I will be incremented from 0 to n. So n is the bottom index. Sorry. N is the top index. Top index. See, 0 is the bottom index here. N is the top index because I value will be starting from 0. Later it will be incremented up to n. Now n is the top index. 0 is the bottom index. Now see here. Now let us see the time complexity for this condition. Top index. What is top index? N. Top index. T of n equal to top index means n, right? N minus bottom index is 0 here. N minus 0 plus 1. See the formula. This is the formula I am using. Top index here. Top index is n because I will be incremented from 0 to up to n less than n. You need to take n. N as a top index. 0 is the bottom index. It is a starting index 0. N minus bottom index 0 plus 1. So total time complexity is n plus 1. The time complexity for this condition is n plus 1. Now see this third. 1 second. See this third statement. You got T of n equal to n plus 1. For I is less than n in for loop, you got n plus 1. Now, if loop condition executes t times, t means you got, this is t, you got this one, this is t. T means time complexity, you got n plus 1. If loop condition executes t times, then inner statements inside the loop. Inner statements inside the loop. Here there will be some statements, right? How many times this statement executes is t minus n times. Number of times the statements inside, first statement, second statement, third statement inside for loop. How many times it will execute? T minus 1. Here you got t is n plus 1. T is nothing but time complexity. What is the time complexity you got for the condition I less than n? You got t is n plus 1. N plus 1 is the time complexity. n plus 1, n plus 1 minus 1. So the number of times the statement inside for loop will execute is n plus 1 minus 1. See, t minus 1. Here you got n plus 1. Here you got t as n plus 1. T means time taken. You have calculated time taken by using this formula. By using this formula, you calculated the time taken. You got t as n plus 1. Now, how many times the inner statements will execute? T minus 1 means n plus 1 minus 1. So, number of times the statement inside for loop will execute is n times. So, the first statement in for loop will execute n times, n number of times. The second statement in the for loop will execute n times. Third statement in for loop will execute n number of times. Okay, I hope you understood. You have to remember these formulas and this third statement. Once again, see here formula and third statement. Now I will explain with an example. At that time you can understand well. See the formula. For I is less than n, you have to use top index minus bottom index plus 1. I is less than or equal to n, you need to use top index plus 1 minus bottom index, close the brackets, plus 1. Let us see an example. See, this is the example. See here, in this example, see fifth statement, sixth statement, seventh statement. I wrote using some gap, right? Some space. I have given some space. It is called indentation. I have given some space. That means these statements are the statements of while loop. These statements are the statement inside while loop. I have given some space after while loop. This is a while loop. After while loop, I have given some statements by using some, I have given spaces, right? See, after fifth statement, I have given some space. After sixth statement, I have given some space. After seventh statement, I have given some space. That means these three statements are statements inside for while loop. Okay. And the eighth statement is outside the while loop. Now let us see. See. Time complexity. Here, each and every statement will execute only once. T of n equal to, see here, T of n equal to number of times statement executes into number of basic operations. See here. Now, this first statement, number of times this statement executes is only 1. 1 into how many number of basic operations are there in this statement? How many number of basic operations are there? There are no basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication in this statement. There are no basic operations. If there are no basic operations, just put 1. 1 into 1 equal to 1. Now, sum equal to 0. This is the second statement. For second statement, T of n equal to number of times this statement executes. How many number of times this statement, second statement will execute? Only once. Each and every statement will execute only once, except the statements inside while loop and for loop. Okay, remember this. Remember this. Each and every statement will execute only once, except the statements inside while loop and for loop. Now let us see the T of n, time taken for this second statement. Sum equal to 0. How many number of times this statement execute? Only once. 1 into, see, 1 into number of basic operations. How many number of basic operations are there? Equal to. Equal to is a basic operation. Only 1. So 1 into 1, that equal to 1. Now, third statement. How many number of times the third statement will execute? Only once. So 1 into how many basic operations are there? Equal to. Equal to is one of the basic operations. So there is only one basic operation that is equal to, so 1 into 1 that equal to 1. Now this is the condition. If we are using for loop or while loop, you need to use that formula. I is less than n. For I is less than n, what is the formula here? T of n equal to top index minus bottom index. Top index minus bottom index plus 1. Here, what is the top index? N. See here. N. So, see here. N minus, what is the bottom index? See, in condition there is I, right? You need to see starting value of I. What is the starting value of I? 0. So, N minus bottom index is 0. Top index is N. N, see the condition. Top index is n, I is less than n. I will be incremented up to n. N minus bottom index. What is the starting index of I? 0. N minus 0 plus 1. You got n plus 1. Okay, this is the t. If you got a time complexity like t, then number of times this statement inside, the number of times this statements inside while loop will execute is t minus 1. That means n plus 1 minus 1 that equal to n times. The number of times this statement execute is n times. The number of times this statement will execute is not only once. See the number of times. This one, I'm speaking about this. The number of times this statement execute is n. The number of times this statement is execute is n. Now let us see t of n equal to number of times this statement execute. How many number of times this statement executes? N. N into how many number of basic operations are there? Only 1. N into 1 that equal to n. Now let us see this one. Number of times this sum equal to sum plus 1 statement executes. How many number of times? N. Just now we have find out. N into how many basic operations are there? Plus and equal to. There are two basic operations. So, n into 2 that equal to 2n. Now, let us see this one. Number of times I equal to I plus 1 statement executes. How many number of times? These statements are inside while loop. Okay. How many number of times? N times. N into how many basic operations are there? For 7th statement, see. Plus and equal to. There are two basic operations. So, n into 2. Two basic operations. N into 2 equal to 2n. Now, this statement is not present inside while loop. How you are saying this statement is not present inside while loop? See, the statements which are present in while loop, I have given some space. But for 8th statement, I didn't give any space. That means this 8th statement is not present inside while loop. Now, each and every statement will execute only once except the statements inside while loop and for loop. This is not the statement inside while loop. So, this statement will execute only once. So, 1 into number of times this statement execute. 1 into how many number of basic operations are there in this statement? Division and equal to. There are two basic operations. So, 1 into 2 that equal to 2. Now, you need to add all those things, all the time complex, you have find out the time taken, right? You need to add all those things. First statement time, second statement time, everything you need to add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus n plus 1 plus n plus 2n plus 2n plus 2. You got 6n plus 6. You need to add all those things, all this time. You need to add. Total time taken equal to 6n plus 6. You need to add all those things. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus n plus 1 plus n plus 2n plus 2n plus 2. You got 6n plus 6. If you got is an expression like this, ax square plus bx plus c, you need to take higher order term. What is the higher order term? X square. In x square here x power 1, right? You need to take higher order term is x square. Big O of x square. Now, see here. This expression is also same like this expression. What is the higher order term here? N. So big O of n. This is big O means worst case time complexity. Big O of n or order of n. This is how you are going to calculate the time complexity. Now let us see searching. Keep the heading. I request all the students to write down the notes. You are going to solve the problems, searching problems. Along with me, you need to write. I will explain. Along with me, you need to note down. You need to solve this problem. Searching. Keep the heading searching. Write down the definition. I request all the students to write down the definition. What is meant by searching operation? In searching, you are going to find whether a given value, a value will be given. You are going to find whether a given value is present in data structure or not. Here we are going to use arrays. Okay. Now, in searching operation means you are going to find whether a given element is present inside array or not. That is called searching. There are three searching techniques. Excuse me. There are three searching techniques: linear search, binary search, Fibonacci search. There are three searching techniques. First one is linear search. Second one is binary search. I request all the students to note down. There are three different searching techniques. First one is linear search. Second one is binary search. Third one is Fibonacci search. Let us see all those things one by one. First, write down linear search. First, write down linear search. I request all the students to note down linear search. Example. Linear search, keep the heading example and write down sort. Write down. I request all the students to write down sort, search, right? Write down search, SERCH, search the element. I request all the students to write down search the element 12. Search the element 12 in the given list. Please note down. First write down linear search and then write down example and write down this one. Search element 12 in given list. Search element 12 in given list. Given list of elements. Search element 12 in given list of elements. Elements are 65, 20, 10, 55, 32, 12, 50, 99. You need to write down first. Don't write this solution. This is a solution. Don't write solution. First write down the problem statement. Search a given element 12 in the list of elements 65, 20, 10, 55, 32, 12, 50, 99. Search the element 12 in the given list of elements. Write down all these elements. Using linear search. Using linear search technique. Search element 12 in the given list of elements. Write down all the elements separated by commas. Using linear search. Using linear search technique. So you need to search an element. Here given element is 12. Okay. Given element is 12. You need to search the given element from the list. Whether the element 12 is present in the list or not. Okay. Let us see How to solve it? Let us see how to solve it. See here, in the name itself it is specifying it is a linear search. In the name itself it is specifying this is a linear search. What is meant by linear? Sequential order, right? Linear means some sequential order. Now you need to search the element in some sequential order. You need to search the element in some sequential order. Let us see it. How to solve it. How to solve this problem? Solution. Keep the heading solution. Solution step 1. Now the given element is 12. You need to compare 12 with first element. You need to compare given element with first element. I request all the students to write down the indexes also. Index starts from, see here, how many number of elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total number of elements equal to 8. Remember that if there are 8, remember that always index starts from 0 to size minus 1. What is the size here? 8. See, what is the size of this array? There are total 8 elements, right? So n equal to 8. If there are n elements, then index starts from 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. N minus 1 means 8 minus 1, 7. Okay, index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I am repeating. If there are n elements, then then index of the array starts from 0 to n minus 1, 0 to 7. I request all the students to write down the indexes also. You need to note down the indexes. 65 index is 0. Next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now let us see. You need to first step, you need to compare element 12 with first element. Compare 12 with first element. 12 double equal to, for comparison you need to use double equal to. 12 double equal to 65. True or false? It is false. 12 is equal to 65. It is false. If it is false, you need to compare the 12th element with the next element. See, 12 equal to 65. False. It is not true. Now, second step. Compare element 12 with the next element. 12 double equal to means equality. 12 equal to 20. False. It is not true. 12 equal to 20. It is not true. So, you need to compare with the next element. Both are not equal. When both are not equal, you need to compare with next element. What is the next element? 10. Step 3. Write down step 3. I am giving time. I request all the students to note down. Solution. Linear search means you need to search linearly. In sequential order, you need to search one element by one element. Okay, 12 is not equal to 20. So you need to compare with next element. Now see the step 3. What is the next element? 10. 12 equal to 10. False. Again it is false. 12 equal to 10. 12 equal to 10. It is true or false? False. When it is false, when this condition is false, you need to compare with the next element. Go to next step. Step 4. Compare 12 with the next element. What is the next element? 55. 12 equal to 55. True or false? False. When it is false, you need to compare with the next element. First, note down step 3 and step 4. I request all the students to note down. Note down step 3 and step 4. You need to compare 12 with each and every element linearly, sequentially. 12 is equal to 55. It is false. So compare with the next element 32. Step 5 is 32. First write down step 3 and step 4. I request all the students to note down. Just note down. I'm giving time for you. You need to compare element 12 with each and every element in the array. This is the array. Index starts from, you need to write down the indexes also. See, write down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember that there are n elements. If there are n elements, then index starts from 0 to n minus 1. 8 minus 1, 7. Okay. I hope you completed step 3 and step 4. Solve the problem. Step 5, step 6, solve the problem. Okay, next step 5. See the step 5. Those who have understood, just solve the problem. Don't see the PPT. Just solve the problem yourself. Don't see the PPT. Those who didn't understand, then see the PPT. Remaining members start solving the problem. Those who didn't understand only see the PPT. Let us see the fifth step. See the fifth step. Now you need to compare element 12 with the next element. What is the next element? 32. 12 equal to 32. 12 equal to 32. True or false? 12, you need to compare. Compare 12 with 32. 12 equal to 32. True or false? False. When this condition is false, you need to compare with the next element. What is the next element? 12. Now go to step 6. Write down step 6. Compare element 12 with next element is 12. 12 equal to 12. True or false? True. When this condition is true, you need to stop the algorithm because the search element is found. There is a matching. That means the element is found. When this condition is true, when you are comparing the element, when the condition is true, you need to stop the algorithm and write down both the elements are matching. Element is found at index. Which index? See, write down the indexes also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The element is found at index 5. See the index. What is the index of the element 12? 5. Please note down. Okay, stop the algorithm. That's all. This is how you are going to solve the problem. Linear search. The name itself, it is saying that linear. Linear means you need to search in linear fashion, sequentially. First element, second element, third element, fourth element. In this way, you need to search linearly. I hope you understood. Note down step 5 and step 6. Now let us see algorithm. Keep the heading algorithm. Keep the heading algorithm. See, in examination, you need to write example. You need to solve the example and you need to write algorithm. And you need to find time complexity also. Okay. In examination, you need to write algorithm and you need to write example problem. You need to solve the example problem and you need to write time complexity, time taken by the algorithm. You need to find. Now let us see. I will explain the algorithm. Same process. Let us see it. I'll explain the algorithm. Just wait. See here. I had to say some basics. Let us see some basics. Okay, let us see the basics. See here, how many number of elements are there? N equal to 8. If there are n elements, always remember that index starts from 0 to n minus 1. Remember that always index starts from 0 to n minus 1. So here n is 8. N is 8. Okay. Size of array. This is array, right? This is array. Array name is A. Size starts, index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to n minus 1, 8 minus 1, 7. Okay, remember that. Now, you need to access 65. You need to access element 65. How to access element 65? What is the array name? Just write array name. Next, subscript operator. These are the basics. You need to understand algorithm, right? So please listen it carefully. These are the basics. Index starts from 0 to n minus 1. 7, 8 minus 1, 7. Okay. Now, you need to access element 65. How to access? First, you need to write array name. What is the array name here? A. Next, write down subscript operator. See, open square bracket and close square bracket is called subscript operator. Inside subscript operator, you need to place index of 65. You are going to access 65, right? So, what is the index of 65? 0. A of 0. It is nothing but 65. A of 0. A is array name. This is an array. A is array name. Okay. A of 0. A of 0 means 65. Now I want to access element 20. How to access element 20? A, subscript operator. What is the index of element 20? 1. A of 1. A of 1 is nothing but 20. Now I want to access element 10. How to access element 10? How to access element 10? See here, 1 second. A of subscript operator. A of, what is the index of 10? What is the index of 10? 2. A of 2. It is nothing but 10. If you want to access element 55. A of subscript operator. What is the index of 55? A of 3. In this way, you are going to access. A of 4 means 32. A of 5 means 12. A of 6 means 50. A of 7 means 99. See, this is the basics you need to know. In this way, you are going to access the element. And see now here, now see, now what is the element to be searched? Here I have given element to be searched. Element to be searched is 12, right? So take it as x. Let x be the element. What is x? X contains element 12. X contains element 12. Let the element to be searched is 12. Okay. Take a variable x. X contains element 12. Now, we need to compare element x. What is element x? 12. Element x with each and every element. How to compare? Let us see. X equal to double equal to. This is called equality. Equality. To compare, you need to use a double equal to. X equal to, you need to compare with 65. How to compare it? A of 0. Right? A of 0 is nothing but 12 double equal to, what is A of 0? A of 0 means 65. 12 double equal to 65. It is false. When it is false, again you are comparing with next element. Again you are comparing with next element. How to compare with next element? A of 1. A of 1. A of 1 means 20. X is 12. 12 double equal to 20. True or false? False. When it is false, you need to compare with next element. How to compare with next element? 10. Next element is 10. What is the index of 10? A of 2. A of 2 is nothing but 10. 12 double equal to 10. True or false? False. When it is false, you need to compare with the next element. What is the next element? 55. 55. Now, how to access number 55? By using its index, A of 3. A of 3 is nothing but, see the index of element 55. Using indexes only, you need to access. Always remember that index starts from 0 to n minus 1. N is number of elements or size of the array. Okay, A of 3 means 55. Here x means 12. 12 equal to 55. False. When this is false, you need to compare with the next element. What is the next element? 32. Next element is 32. What is the index of 32? 4. A of 4. See the index of 32. A of 4. A of 4 is nothing but 32. What is x? 12. 12 double equal to. Double equal to means equality. You are checking equality. You are comparing. 12 double equal to 32. False. 12 is equal to 32. It is false. When it is false, you need to compare with next element. What is the next element? 12. What is the index of next element? 12. What is the index of 12? 5. A of 5. A of 5 means, see, fifth index element. What is the fifth index element? 12. A of 5 means 12. 12 double equal to 12. True. When it is true, you need to stop the algorithm. Stop the algorithm and print element is found. You need to print element is found. That's all. Completed. This is what algorithm is. Let us see the algorithm. I hope you understood. I request all the students to note down the algorithm. I will give 1 minute of time. Please note down fastly. I request all the students to note down the algorithm. After 1 minute, I will start explaining. Note down fastly. Now, let us see the algorithm. First step is start. Always first step is start. Next step. What is the next step? First, you need to give the element to be searched. User need to provide what is the element to be searched. Through keyboard, you need to provide the element. Okay, you need to enter. User need to enter the element to be searched. So, read the search element from the user. Let it be x. X is the element to be searched. You need to see, user need to provide what is the element to be searched. You need to enter the element. This is the input you are giving to the program. Okay, you need to enter the element. That element will be stored in variable x. That given element will be stored in variable x. Now x contains element to be searched. Let us see here. Now see here, you need to use for loop. Okay, you need to use for loop. As I said, index starts from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, index starts from 0 to n minus 1. That's why I have given for I equal to 0 to n minus 1. See here, as I said, array index starts from 0 to n minus 1. You need to compare linearly. Okay, you need to compare first element, second element, third element, fourth element, right? That means you need to iterate. So I have given for loop I equal to 0 to n minus 1. Now you need to use, these are the statements inside for loop. So to check the equality, you need to use if statement. If a of I, first I is equal to 0, right? See here, I equal to 0. 0 will be assigned to I. I contains 0. If a of 0 equal to x, if this condition, this is a condition, if a of I is nothing but 0, because I equal to 0, right? First 0 will be assigned to I. 0 will be assigned to I first. A of 0 equal to x. If this is true, if this is condition is true, for example, just assume that a of 0, first element, a of 0, okay, a of 0 means 0th index element. If it is equal to x, if it is true, this condition true, assume that this condition is true, then you need to print given element is found and exit. Exit means stop. Stop the algorithm. Okay. If this condition is false, if this condition is false, a of 0 is equal to x. If this condition is false, control goes to the again for loop. I will be incremented. See, I plus plus, I will be incremented. Plus plus means you need to add plus 1 to previous value. What is previous value? I 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now again controls comes inside the for loop. If a of 1 equal to x, a of 1 means next element. You are comparing with next index element. A of 1 equal to x. If it is true, this statement will execute. If it is false, again control goes to for loop. Again I plus plus. I plus plus means now I becomes 2. In that way, this statement will be repeatedly, it will execute up to n minus 1. Okay. I hope you understood. Next, this is the end of the for loop. Next, step 7. If last element in the list also doesn't match. See, if the last element also doesn't match, then you need to print element is not found. Okay. If last element is also not found, last index element is also not matched. Okay, you are comparing one by one, right? If last index element also not matched, then you need to print element is not found. That's all. This is very easy. This is very easy. First, you need to know why I have used I equal to 0 to n minus 1. You need to compare with each and every element linearly with first element, second element, third element, right? So index starts from 0 to n minus 1. I equal to 0 to n minus 1. Next, you need to check whether it is equal or not. So to test, you need to use if condition, if statement. Inside if statement, you need to give this condition. A of I equal to x. Initially, I becomes 0. Later, I will be incremented. I becomes 1. A of 1. Later, again, I will be incremented. A of 2. When this is false only. When this condition is true, this statement will be executed. Given element is found and you need to stop the algorithm. No incrementing. Okay. Now this is the assignment for you. Note down your assignment. Note down your assignment. Find the time complexity of linear search. Find the time complexity of linear search. This is your assignment. You need to write the assignment. By the end of the unit, you need to upload in the Moodle. In every class, I will give assignment. All those assignments, you need to scan it and you need to upload in Moodle by the end of the unit. So please, everyone, please note down the assignment. Your assignment is find out the time complexity for linear search algorithm. Find out the time complexity for linear search algorithm. This is the assignment. In every class, I will give assignment. You need to solve it. Okay. By the end of the unit, you need to upload in Moodle. You need to scan it and upload in Moodle by the end of the unit. Every day I will give assignments. So students, if there are any doubts, you can call me at any time. Okay. Just call me, I will explain you. See here, in programming language, this statement is written in this way. I equal to 0, I less than n. See, up to n minus 1 means less than n only, right? I plus plus. Now this is the condition. For this condition, I have given formula, right? Here, top index is n. This is top index. Bottom index is 0. I hope you understood. Now you can easily solve it. These are the statements inside the for loop. Okay. Try to solve it. Your assignment is find out the time complexity of linear search algorithm. Here, this is the condition. For this condition, I have given the formula also. Using that formula, find the time taken. I hope you understood. If there are any doubts, just you can respond now. If there are any doubts, roughly please note down. You need to find time complexity, right? Time complexity means you need to know what is the condition in for loop. This is the condition in for loop. I less than n. For when I is less than n, I have given the formula to find out the time, right? Use that formula to find out the time for I is less than n. Use that formula. Using that formula, find out the time for each step. For this step, use that formula. For step 2, time taken for step 2, time taken for step 3. In step 3, you need to find time taken for the condition. Next, time taken for step 4. Step 4 is the statement inside for loop. Time taken for step 7. And add, sorry, and add the time taken for step 2, step 3, step 4. Sorry, step 4, step 5, step 6. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. Okay. Now add time taken for step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 5. Add it. You will get T of n. Big O of something. Okay. Find out the time complexity. This is your assignment. If there are any doubts, please respond. I hope you understood the linear search. It is very easy. You need to search the given element linearly. I request all the students to do the assignment. Find the time complexity. It is very important. You need to find the time complexity of the algorithm. Already I have given the formulas. No doubts? Okay, students, thank you. Time is completed.
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. సార్ మెయిల్ చేశాను సార్ మీకు. మెయిల్ చేశాను, రెండు చేశాను సార్. రెండు కలిపి ఒకే డాక్యుమెంట్లో చేశాను సార్. వర్డ్ ఫైల్, పీడిఎఫ్ కూడా చేశాను. ఓకే సార్. ఒకటేమో ఓవరాల్